Hey, what's up YouTube? DIY guy here, and today we're going to be working on my 2009 Toyota Rav4 Limited. And this is part one of changing the spark plugs on this V6 engine. It's different and more complicated than the four-cylinder, so I'm going to walk you through all the steps. Okay, so in order to start getting at the spark plugs, the first thing we're going to need to do is remove this cover here. And if you just reach down and pull these corners up, it comes off pretty easily. Just reach in, pull that up, move that cover off. Now we've got 6 spark plugs to do. They're under the coil pack, so it's 1, 2, 3. Now the other 3, unfortunately, on this engine are behind here, underneath this intake manifold. So even though these 3 would be easy, the difficulty in changing this is that we need to remove this whole intake manifold. So that's going to involve removing this part here, removing all this, removing the gaskets, and then changing the spark plug and putting it back together. So I'll walk you through that step by step. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remove this here. This is a 10 millimeter. And on the other side as well. And we're gonna, okay, now I pulled this hose off here, got these loose, and it's a matter of pulling this out. Just kind of work it up there and work it off here so we can set this out of the way. There we go. I'll set that over there, and then the next thing we need to do is remove the throttle body. Again, I believe that's 10 millimeters. Yeah, it's 10 millimeters. So there's 4 of these here. Let's see if you can get a better angle on this so you can see. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, which you can't see the 4th one, but I got to remove all 4 of those right now. Be careful on that one. There's actually a piece down here that falls down, so you gotta remember to put that back on there. Now take the last one off here. Okay, so I've set this throttle body out of the way. Next thing we need to do is disconnect these hoses. There's one here, here. There's one on the back which I'll disconnect later. And then on this side over here, there is an electrical connector. So we just kind of push down on that to loosen it up. Make sure you get the middle there. I might have to try get some pliers on that one. Okay, so I push down on that tab there, pull that off. Now these over here, we're going to pinch this here. Pull it back, and then pull it off. So you squeeze that. Then this one here, again, just pull it off there. Okay, so we've got those disconnected. Oh, there's another one here. So there's, it's going to be 4 tubes in the electrical. So we're going to gently, now we don't want to break this. It's on a small piece of plastic, so you want to kind of twist it gently, because it's probably dried up over the years. You're just now changing your spark plugs. So there we go. Got that one off. All right, now we're going to start the process of actually here, taking all these off. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remove these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And what it is you can see here, this is I guess it's a 5mm Allen head. So I'm going to use that to remove all 4 of these. See that? And then you might not be able to quite see it, but there's one right down in here on each. So there's 4 of them. Okay, I took these other 2 out. Now the last ones on the front here are going to be over here and this right here. And those, again, those are 10mm. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off. There, and then on this side, here, take that one off. Okay. That's all that's on the front part. Now, the next part is going to be a little tricky. There are actually 2 bolts on the back, and you're going to need some light, maybe even a mirror to see them. But they're on the back, and they're in this way, in this direction, and we're going to have to take those off. Here, if we look back behind here. A little bit hard to see, obviously. This right here is what we're going to be removing. So if I can kind of get the camera in there, you can see that's what we're going to be taking off right there. Alright, so that one's pretty hard to get in there, but I was able to get at it with a 12mm socket to loosen it up. And then I can take the rest off my hand here. Okay. Take that one off. Now we're going to work on the other side here. So to kind of show you where it is, right there. Now you can see that as well if I can focus that. So that's going to be another 12mm, so it's on the back there. So let me get that wrench in there and loosen it. Alright, so I was able to get that one out of the back there as well. And I will show you when I lift that off kind of where they are so you get a better idea. You can see there's one more hose on the back here. So we want to pinch that with some pliers and take that off right there. But the first thing I'm going to do is cover up these inlet holes here. Yeah, so let me show you on the back of this. So there's the 2, there's the one bolt hole here and the other bolt hole here. So you get an idea what it looks like on the back when you're looking for it. That's those 2. So I'm going to set this out of the way. And now I'm going to just cover all this up here. We got to be very careful you don't get anything in the engine here. So I'm going to take this rag that I have, kind of fold it over, can cover this up for now. Keep that protected. And then we're going to start working on all the coil packs and the spark plugs. Okay, so I'm going to, so we have the 3 coil packs here, here, and here. I'm not going to show you the same repetition on each one of them, but I'll show you one of these and then I'll show you the 3 in the back. So basically what you're going to do is push on the tab here so we can slide off the electrical connector. Take that off. Then we have our 10mm bolt here holding the coil pack in. We're going to take that out. And then we can slide the coil pack out. You can pull that right out. There you go. And then the next thing we got to do is get our spark plug socket down in here to get the spark plug out. Okay, now I've got my ratchet with the 5/8 inch spark plug socket that has the rubber boot in there. So I'm going to remove that. Now those were tucked in there pretty tight. I don't know if it's just because they've never been out, but one of the things I'm going to do on the new ones is put the anti-seize lubricant on there so that we don't get anything stuck when we're trying to thread it in and out next time. We get that loose, be able to pull it right out. Okay, so there's the old one. Now what I've done is I've got the OEM spark plugs. These are Denso FK20HR11 iridiums. So I went ahead and made sure, even though they're a little more expensive, I got the OEM ones, and you can see the part number there on these. So make sure you get the right ones for your car, but that's what I bought for this one. Okay, now in comparing the old one and the new, you can see how there was some rust and why it's hard to get out. So one of the things I'm going to do here is on the new ones, put a little bit of anti-seize lubricant on the threads so that this doesn't have a problem getting in and out the next time. And the other thing I do typically when I'm putting spark plugs in with these is on the rubber boot, I put a little bit of dielectric grease on these, just a little bit in there so that it keeps it flexible and pliable. Alright, now I'm going to drop the new one in here. Spins in pretty easily, unlike the other one coming out. I'm going to get this in here, and what I'm going to do is torque this to 18 Newton meters. Get that on there. I've got this all set. And that's it. Now I'm going to put this back together, and then I'm going to do the last 2 on the front. Alright, that's all I have time for in this first video. Check out my part 2 and I will walk through the remaining steps.